The biggest mistake I found in the CV is this is like random stuff written. Words like hardworking, multitasking, teamwork, these are very cliche words. Hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Meera and I make lots of videos regarding studying, working and living in the UK. If this is your first time coming to my channel, don't forget to subscribe as I make lots of informational content which I'm sure will be helpful for you. So today's video is going to be one of the most important videos for which I get lots of requests and a lot of people ask me for help for this particular topic, which is how to make the most perfect CV for applying for jobs in the UK. I have reviewed lots and lots of CVs through my mentoring platform. If you want to get your CV checked and if you want any help with it, you can definitely book a call with me for the same. The link for this is in the description below. I've helped a lot of people over the past few months and they have all really liked the service and they found it really helpful, and some of them have gone ahead and secured jobs using my CV template as well. So let's get into it. I can't tell you the amount of times where the biggest mistake I found in the CV is the number of pages. I not emphasize this point enough, but anybody who has experience of less than 4 to 5 years need to keep their CVs only and only for one page strictly, and anybody who has an experience of 4 to 5 years and anything more can keep a CV of 2 pages. The most common complaint I hear when I say this to people is, I have done a lot of stuff, I have lots of projects and achievements, how do I show this in my CV if I just keep it for one page? But let me just tell you, by increasing the length of your CV, you're not trying to show the recruiter that you have done a lot. You're trying to show the recruiter that I don't even know how to summarize my achievements and my stuff that I have done till today. So basically, if a person is giving you a CV and you are asked to review it, and you can see in the first shot that it's 2 pages and it's completely filled with text and it's long, and when you see the experience of the person, it's just 1 or 2 years, are you going to feel like reading all of that? You're just going to have this assumption in your mind that this is like random stuff written throughout his or her years, and they are just going to get bored before they even start to read the CV, and they're just going to skim through pages and jump from paragraph to paragraph, and in the end the value you were trying to show the recruiter is now just gone. So please, if you have less than 4 years of experience, just keep the CV one page, and if you have anything more, 2 pages is absolutely fine. Moving on to the next thing, you need to have a profile summary at the top of the CV. I see lots of people skipping this section or making the section too long or making the section with very cliche words. So if you see the CV, there'll be a title which is the name of the person and the profile summary, and the first line you read is hardworking professional doing XYZ. So words like hardworking, multitasking, teamwork, these are very cliche words which people have used over so many years that now they've become really redundant, and recruiters or ATS systems don't value these words at all. Instead of writing that you're hardworking, just tell them what you have done and what was the impact of that. So instead of saying I'm a hardworking engineer, say that I'm an engineer who has done XYZ work which caused this, and through this, show your hard work. Show it to them. Don't say you're hardworking, prove it to them by mentioning something that you have done in the past. Demonstration is very important in your CV if you want to catch the recruiter's eye. The next heading should be either work experience or education. So if you are someone who has very less work experience and you have just come to the UK, you have done a master's, keep your education at the top. But if you're someone who has major good experience with good companies, you have done lots of stuff, keep the work experience above the education. In the work experience, I've seen lots of people write bullet points after bullet points, long sentences, 2-3 sentences in the same bullet point. Please don't do this. When a person sees your CV and sees such a long sentence, they're not even going to read the entire sentence. They're just going to jump from word to word and there's just going to be no use. Instead, follow a very systematic approach. Say what you did, how you did it, what happened because you did it. Suppose you led a project, you led a big team and you had some success. So instead of writing some really cliche sentence, say that in this particular order. Say that what you did, you led a team. What were you trying to do? You are trying to build a new project related to XYZ. And then you also write what was the outcome, what was the impact. You can say you increased efficiency by 50% or whatsoever. Adding numbers, values to your CV and your work experience bullet points is going to make it much more practical and show the impact of the work you have done. And in the education part, Don't just go on and write long stuff that you have done. Keep it very precise. Write the major modules you had. If you had like 15 modules in your education, don't sit and write all the 15. Just keep the ones relevant for the job you are trying to apply for, or that's relevant for your profile. Write the modules, write the marks you got. If you have done some projects, I suggest you don't put it in the education part. Instead, make a different section later in the CV, especially for projects. And this advice is mainly for people who don't have much of work experience, because since you don't have a lot of work experience, your CV might be a bit blank. So it's better you make a different project section in the end. Write your grades, write the accreditation of the university, of the degree you got, and that's it. Just move on. The next section has to be your skill section. Make sure you don't cramp up all the skills in just one thing. So I've seen a lot of people putting up all the skills randomly with just commas or bullet points. So this is really confusing and is just not an organized way to show your skill. So in every person's field, there are different things. So I work in cybersecurity. So there are 5 to 10 skills needed in all the cybersecurity jobs. These are technical skills. So I have seen people do this thing where they write a technical skill, they put a comma, they write PowerPoint, they put comma, they put like good communication. So you're just mixing all different types of skills. You need to understand that soft skills are different and admin related skills are very different. By admin related skill, I'm trying to make it like an umbrella term for all these kind of skills that almost every job requires these days, such as knowing Excel and PowerPoint and Word and all those kind of things. That's another skill, and having technical skills of your own field is a different thing. But what I can suggest is divide your skills into sections. So write soft skills, then write your soft skills. Write technical skills, write those skills. I work in cybersecurity, so I can write cyber skills and I write those skills. So this way you're making it really organized for the recruiter to understand, because your skills are now very divided and it's not just a big mix of things, and it's very hard for the person to even understand what exactly you're capable of. Like 1 second you're telling them a really technical skill, the next second you're just like you're a good communicator. It's kind of confusing. And I really request everyone in soft skills, don't put cliche words again like hardworking, good teamwork. Do not write that. Write something that's personal to you. Just sit down for a minute and think, what's the thing that you're best at your previous company, in an internship you did, or if you don't have experience in a school project, group project. What is your contribution? There's always a person who does the documentation. There's always a person who's better at talking. There's always a person who's good at leading. So just think, who are you in a group or in a company? What is your thing? What do you excel at? What do you think is you do best? So try to bring up those words and write something that's good for you, not cliche words like good communication, hard worker. The next section you need to keep is achievements. This is very important because we do a lot of things in our work, in our university, education, career-wise, everything. We have some achievements we have in our life. So it's very good if you keep a different section and in that you write all your achievements. So if you got a major scholarship in the university, write that. If you won an award in the university, write that. If you won a competition, something technical like a hackathon, if you have won anything, write that. If in your previous company you won any award that you were XYZ Employee of the Year or the month, write that. Any sort of achievements you have, write it in this section. And if you don't have a lot of achievements, then make this into a project section. Instead, you can write your extra contributions, projects, if you have done any extracurricular activities related to your field. Please don't write your personal interests like you love playing hockey or football and cricket. Don't write those kind of things. Please avoid it. I know some people think that this makes your CV personalized and shows your personality, but right now you need to show your personality for your career, not your personal interest. We do a lot of things in our personal life. There's no need to write that in the CV, like if you like to play some sport or a hobby or anything like that. There's no need to write it unless and until it's related to your field or the job role you are applying for. So make it into your project section, write down what all achievements you have, what all different things you have done, and that's the only stuff that should be in your CV. Some additional tips: make sure that you are making it in a simple Word document. Do not go ahead with fancy templates. I've seen a lot of people use these really fancy templates from the internet, and instead of doing any good, it just does them bad. Do not make your CV into 2 columns, please. Use a normal Word document. Use a 1-column CV. Do not use complicated fonts. Use Arials or Times New Roman, nothing else. Keep the font size 11 to 12, nothing bigger than that. And write your name in center alignment of the CV and keep it in a slightly bigger font. Other than this, mention your LinkedIn profile, any technical sites like a GitHub or something like that, whatever you have, like your portfolio. Mention your phone and your email ID. Do not mention any other thing at all. You don't need to say which city you are in or like any of those things. It's better you just let them reach out to you and ask you which is your city, because I have seen that sometimes what happens is people write their city and some recruiters assume that since the person is in X city, they wouldn't want to move for the job in Y city. So that causes a big problem. They won't know that you're willing to move if you're willing to move, of course. So it's better you just don't even mention the city. If they ask you explicitly, write it, but in your CV, do not write it. Please do not put any kind of photo in your CV unless you are applying for that kind of a job where it's important and they need to be seeing your face. No need to write that, no need to write your gender. Don't put all of those extra information on your CV. And make sure that the email ID you have written in the CV is something decent. It should not be like sparklygirl999@gmail.com or some weird email address. It should be something professional that you can actually put on your CV and you won't be embarrassed of. So I hope this video was really helpful for you. These are the most basic tips that I would recommend to anyone who wants to apply for jobs in the UK. Make sure you have a good CV. It's literally your key to finding a job. More than 50 to 60% of the people fail at this level because they don't have a good CV. They never even go ahead in the job search process and they can't even show the skills they have to the recruiters or the interviewers because they never reach to that stage. So make sure you have an excellent CV. At least follow the basic rules I've told in this video. And if you want any additional help or if you want me to have a look at your CV, make sure you book a call with me for the same. The link is in the description. I have helped a lot of people fix their CVs and it has really helped them to even land jobs in the UK. So make sure you check that out and consider it. Other than that, thank you so much for watching my video. Do check out my other videos and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you so much and see you next time.